What's going on, everybody? Project Rod here, and welcome to the Rodcast, the Monster Truck Fanatic podcast, which is your ultimate destination for all things monster trucks. Whether you're a die-hard Monster Jam fan, a passionate follower of the sport, or just an avid player of the Monster Jam or Monster Truck-related video games, this is the podcast for you. Once again, I'm your host, Project Rod, and we are on episode 21 of the Rodcast, and soon, I'm definitely going to start having some guests. Let's liven this show up a little bit and make it a little more interesting. We've had some short shows here lately. Nothing really much to talk about. Honestly, my schedule's been just crazy with all the projects that I'm working on for the channel, as well as everything going on the side in personal life and work and whatnot. Just a lot of things going on. So I haven't been able to dedicate too much time to the podcast, but I do like to at least come out and share some of the current news, at least with the Showdown series, channel news, as well as, real life events and all that. And if you haven't noticed, my voice is back. I'm talking pretty normal. Still a little congested, but nothing too crazy. We can definitely keep on trucking with the episode today. So we'll jump right in to the Showdown results. Get that stuff out of the way. Last week, we had the second stop of the Tour Violet season. Tour Violet League, if you will. No, not league. That doesn't sound right. Basically, the Tour Violet portion of the tour, or of the season, stop 2 in Colorado, and it was a rough one. I'll admit, it was a rough event. Right off the bat, major news: Jurassic Attack and Omboji is officially out of the season. Had some issues early on with the truck, I'm assuming. And just didn't really get anything. That didn't come out for any competitions, and that's just going to be it. It's very unfortunate that we are losing a driver this early on in the season. It's only the second stop, but we're moving down from 12 to 11, and honestly, it's too late to really try to bring any other replacements in. It wouldn't really make sense with the scheduling and all that stuff. So we're going to leave it as is, and we're going to keep on trucking and hope for the best. So right off the bat, Tour Violet again, it was a rough one. In Colorado, stop 2, Colorado went amazing for Tour Blue, but Tour Violet, something about this tour just wasn't it. It wasn't in the cards for anybody. And right off the bat with qualifying, again, a simple track, straight away into a U-turn, into just a hard right turn to the finish line. Everything was just over the 20-second mark. And unfortunately, Velociraptor let us off at 99 and got penalties twice in both attempts. Then Zombie followed suit, got a penalty. Pirate's Curse, Crustacean, Blue Thunder, Gravedigger went, got a penalty his first go around. Alien Invasion, Avenger, unfortunately, another one with a penalty. Dragon, Northern Nightmare, and then to wrap us all up was Maximum Destruction of Matt Johnson, which, of course, no secret to anybody, and not surprised that anybody, was the fastest qualifier. Dude, Matt Johnson is crazy fast, stupid fast in Maximum Destruction, and this guy is going to be tough to beat going on the rest of this season. Dragon was second in qualifying, Arcanine 59. Third was Northern Nightmare and Daniel the Fireball Murray. And in fourth place to wrap up our top 4 in qualifying was Alien Invasion and MMJ Producer, so they got the bye runs into the second round. The rest of the competition, or the rest of the lineup, leaderboard, for qualifying follows as suit. It was Blue Thunder, Crustacean, Avengers, Zombie, Pirate's Curse, Gravedigger, Velociraptor, and then Jurassic Attack at the very bottom, which ultimately gave Blue Thunder a bye run in round 1 because he couldn't really race anybody. And switching up the racing bracket at this point just wouldn't make any sense. So we're going to leave it as is. So moving on to racing. Again, first round we had Pirate's Curse and Flames Plays against the Camera 9785 and Zombie. With Zombie coming out on top. Blue Thunder getting the bye run. Bradley Strider and Blue Thunder getting the bye run due to the fact that he would have faced Jurassic Attack. And unfortunately, Jurassic Attack not being here gave him the bye run. But that works out perfectly because, the top 4 get a bye run into round 2. But now, Blue Thunder being the 5th fastest qualifier, and the way this bracket is going to go, whoever the 5th fastest qualifier is, for every event or every competition going forward, will be also getting somewhat of a bye run into the second round, but they'll still run their lap in the first round. Next race was Velociraptor against Crustacean. Velociraptor again at 99, and Crustacean, Nova Strider behind the wheel, where she got a victory over Velociraptor. Velociraptor with a penalty. Although the penalty wouldn't have mattered, Crustacean still came out on top by 0.4 seconds. And lastly, to wrap up round 1, we had Avenger and Toucan Plays versus Gravedigger and Kinda Fluffy, where Toucan and Avenger got the win. Moving on to round 2 to race Dragon. So the second round, we had Max D versus Zombie. Again, maximum destruction of Matt Johnson versus the Camry 9785 in Zombie, where maximum destruction, of course, no surprise to anybody, being the winner, moving on to the semifinals with a 3-second gap over Zombie. Alien Invasion and Blue Thunder were next. Alien Invasion, again, MMJ Producer and Riley Strider and Blue Thunder, where it was a pretty close race, but Alien Invasion half a second faster than Blue Thunder, moving on to the semifinal round to race Max D. Then we had Northern Nightmare and the Fireball Murray against Crush Station and Nova Strider, where Northern Nightmare came out on top, and then Dragon and Arca 959 against Toucan and Avenger, where Dragon came out on top, moving on to the semifinal round. So our top 4 fastest qualifiers were our 4 in the semifinals. Leading off the semifinals, we had Matt Johnson and Max D against MMJ Producer and Alien Invasion, which was a super close race, one of the closest we've seen so far against Max D and Matt Johnson. Matt Johnson had a 29.04. MMJ Producer had a 20.922. So Max D moving on to the final round again for the second time in a row. Then we had Northern Nightmare against Dragon, where Northern Nightmare would come out on top and face Max D in the final round once again, if I'm not mistaken, going back to stop 1. It was Max D and Northern Nightmare in the championship round. So Northern Nightmare knocking out Dragon for the second time in the semifinal round. So again, final race. I don't want to say championship race. I feel like that's like big deal. But the final race of the night, again, Max D and Matt Johnson against Northern Nightmare and MJ Producer, and this had to be the closest race of the night, but of course Matt Johnson coming out on top and Max D getting his second racing win, going back to back on the season. A 20.696 against Northern Nightmare's 20.705, so split seconds away from beating Max D, but he came out on top and got those next 12 crucial points. Moving on to best trick, and this is really when the competition kind of took a turn, because we saw some of the lowest scores we've seen so far this season. Again, it's still early on, but some very low scores. Again, we went in the same order as qualifying: Velociraptor, Zombie, Pirates, Curse, Crush Station, Blue Thunder, Gravedigger, Alien Invasion, Avenger, Dragon, Northern Nightmare, and Matt Johnson and Max D. Where Matt Johnson and Max D going back to back, not only in qualifying, not only in racing, but in best trick as well. Here in Colorado, getting his second best trick win of the season. Again, this guy is dominating in Tour Violent, and it's just wild how crazy good he is. Northern Nightmare and Daniel Fireball Murray right behind him by 0.3 points. So Daniel just at the heels of Matt Johnson this season so far, so still looking for an opportunity to overtake him and get a better spot in the season. Alien Invasion in third, then came Pirates, Curse, Dragon, Blue Thunder, Gravedigger, Velociraptor, Avenger, Zombie, and unfortunately Crush Station in 11th place. Again, Jurassic Attack in the last place spot, but he is no longer in the competition, so it doesn't really matter. Now the final competition of Colorado. Again, very questionable scores, and it was kind of a controversial thing, and a lot of buzz, a lot of conversation going on about the judging in this event in particular. It just wasn't the best, but it is what it is. We move on. No score was in the 9 range at all between best trick and freestyle. Again, freestyle followed the same order as qualifying and best trick. I'm not going to go through all that again. But surprising everybody with an amazing run, Kinda Fluffy and Gravedigger coming out and tearing it up in Colorado with an 8.485, getting his first competition win of the season, and a big one. Again, an amazing freestyle run. Daniel Murray and Northern Nightmare had a phenomenal run as well. Just behind him, though, an 8.477. So just shy of beating Gravedigger, but Gravedigger, again, honestly, an amazing run. So did Daniel Murray. If Gravedigger didn't deserve to win, Daniel Murray definitely deserved to win. But we did see some other phenomenal runs from other drivers, Max D and Matt Johnson. Great, fantastic run. Alien Invasion, MMJ Producer coming out pretty good as well. Dragon, Pirates, Curse, and Blue Thunder, all fantastic runs. But but we'll go ahead and go from top to bottom in position for freestyle. So Gravedigger, Northern Nightmare, Maximum Destruction, Alien Invasion, Dragon, Pirates Curse, Blue Thunder, Velociraptor, Avenger, Crustacean, Zombie, and Jurassic Attack. Again, some news here though. Zombies seem to be struggling in freestyle. A 2.296, the lowest score we've seen so far this season, and it just seemed like he was just chugging along, was kind of struggling a lot. So hopefully there's some gremlins under that hood. Maybe he can get that fixed before the third stop, but it just did not look like a good sign for Zombie and the Camera 9785. So again, no secret to anybody. It was a close matchup though for the overall event champion, but it went to Maximum Destruction and Matt Johnson with 46 points. Again, 12 in qualifying, 12 in racing, 12 in best trick, and 10 in freestyle for a total of 46. Northern Nightmare right behind him though with 43. 10 qualifying, 11 race, 11 best trick, 11 freestyle. So not too bad. Kind of close to the first stop, which it was a 3-point gap as well. Max D with 44 and Northern Nightmare with 41. So it was pretty close. Again, he's right at the heels of him this season. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see some changes as we move on. Dragon and Alien Invasion. We're tied for third with 37 points. And then following suit, we had Blue Thunder, Gravedigger, Pirates Curse, Avenger, Crustacean, Zombie, Velociraptor, and again, Dragon in last place, or excuse me, Jurassic Attack in last place as he is no longer in the tour. So, stop 3 for Tour Violet will be in Death Valley. So, definitely going to be an interesting one to watch. Honestly, this track is going to be one of the best ones we've seen so far. So, looking forward to the racing. Looking forward to see if Matt Johnson can go 3 for 3 this season, or if someone's going to dethrone him. As we will see again in Tour Blue, Black Pearl going back-to-back in racing for stop 1 and 2 going into stop 3. I'm kind of curious to see if he can keep that undefeated streak going, or if someone's going to dethrone him. I don't know. We'll see. Stop 3 for all tours tend to be the turning point for everybody, and this is when everything kind of switches around, and when you know, hot goes cold, cold goes hot, and we see a lot of shifts in the leaderboard. So it's going to be a great one to watch. But speaking of Tour Blue, or excuse me, before I move on to that, Tour Violet leaderboard ended with Maximum Destruction and Matt Johnson on top with 100 points. Northern Nightmare behind with 84. Then Dragon 65, Alien Invasion 62, Blue Thunder 55, Avenger 54, Gravedigger 46, Pirates Curse 41, Velociraptor 36, Zombie 31, Crustacean 31, and then Jurassic Attack again ending the season at 29, and he's going to be done after that. So unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll move on, and we'll see what happens. But a giant point difference between first and second place compared to the rest of the competitors. I mean, again, Matt Johnson with 100 in first place, Northern Nightmare in second with 84, 16-point gap there. But then you have almost a 20-point gap between Northern Nightmare and Dragon, who's in third place. Northern Nightmare with 84, Dragon with 65. So kind of crazy. Hoping to see if there's some kind of difference as we move on. Again, stop 3 tends to be the turning point as it is the halfway point of the season. So maybe we'll see something shift going forward from this stop. So going back to Tour Blue again, Monday today, the release of this will be the start of stop 3 of Tour Blue, so the midway point. So again, the turning point of the season. This is when we're going to see possibly see some changes again, just out of previous patterns and other competitions and other series. The midway point tends to be the turning point where everything just kind of, you know, everything will hit the fan, or the cold heats up, the hot cold cools off, and I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see again going into the stop. We're going to see if Steel Titan and Black Pearl can keep that hot streak of racing going. Again, he's currently undefeated on the season, but Megalodon holds that lead over him after overtaking him in Colorado. So it's going to be interesting to see. Let me know your predictions below. Again, qualifying, racing, best trick, and freestyle. Who do you think is going to take those all, as well as the overall event championship? Megalodon in first, currently with 72 points. Black Pearl in second with 69. Then following that is Lucas Stabilizer with 51. Brutus 49. Gravedigger 44. Monster Dalmatian 41. Monster 39. Higher Education 33. Son of a Digger 33. And El Toro Loco 20. So this tour tends to be a little more balanced in terms of points. It's not such huge gaps as Tour Violet, but again, Tour Violet has 12 drivers. There's more opportunities for points, so that's going to be a big factor in all of this. But again, it's going to be a great one to watch, and again, looking forward to see what the outcome's going to be. And racing is going to be an interesting track. They're going to be in Alaska, and it's a tricky track. There's a lot of turns, and if you're not careful, you'll overturn and get a penalty. So again, it's going to be a great one to watch. Again, qualifying at 4 p.m. Central Time today, and then of course racing Tuesday at 4 p.m. Best Trick Thursday, Freestyle Friday, all 4 p.m. Central Time. And again, it's going to be fantastic to watch, and looking forward to it. Look forward to see what's going to happen. So that kind of wraps up everything for the Showdown League. Again, World Finals, we're getting closer to World Finals. It's going to be a Death Valley track. Honestly, a very difficult track, a lot of rule changes, and it's going to be great to watch. I've been seeing a lot of drivers kind of nervous and kind of, I don't want to say complaining, but complaining about the track and the way it's laid out, and that just adds on to the difficulty, and it's going to make it very interesting. And I just really want to see who's going to excel when it's all said and done. So this is when the talent comes out, and when the skill really shows. So, really looking forward to what's going to happen here. Other news for the channel, I released the logos for the upcoming Monster Truck Diecast Drag Race Series, Discord League, and YouTube League. Honestly, I'm loving these colors on the logo. I'm looking forward to possibly changing that and updating that in the future. Overall, in an overall sense, I don't know. Daniel Murray has been pretty quiet ever since the release of these logos. He likes collecting my different variation of logos, so he hasn't really said anything about these. So I'm hoping to see what his feedback is. Excuse me. Maybe we'll see. Maybe he hasn't seen them yet. So let me know what you guys think of those logos. It's on my Instagram. It's on my Discord. And I'll definitely post it on YouTube. I haven't yet, but I will. So again, that's coming soon. It's in the works. I'll go ahead and share some of the rules that I've come up with here lately. So I wouldn't say rules, but kind of more so a description. So as I've mentioned before, it's going to be a total of 32 trucks, 16 in each league. So 16 Discord League, 16 YouTube League. And again, you can only sign up in one. So if you sign up for Discord, you can't sign up in YouTube, and vice versa. So hopefully no one tricks me and uses different names or whatever to sign up in both. Please don't. I'd really appreciate it if you don't. It just, takes away from the fairness. But, just please don't. So I had trouble figuring out how I'm going to select certain trucks, because I wanted to do the top 15 go to World Finals, and then the bottom 9 or whatever it is. That doesn't make sense. The top 15 go to World Finals. Dang, that's not a lot. That's fine. The top 15 were to go, and then the bottom 17 would race for that last chance qualifier. So basically, it's going to be cut in half for World Finals. But then I considered, how am I gonna justify that, and how am I gonna pick the right one? I mean, what if the majority of the top is in one league compared to the other? So I figured, let's do this. The top 7 from each league are going to advance to the championship. So the top 7 drivers in terms of points from Discord will advance. The top 7 drivers from YouTube League will advance. So that makes 14. The remaining 9 from each league, so the bottom 9 drivers from each league, will race in an LCQ. It's going to be a 9-truck bracket, and the bottom 2, I think it was the bottom 2 or the bottom 4, will have to, I think it's the bottom 2, will have to race together against each other, and then move on to the next bracket, which will be 2-2-2-2, so 8 trucks racing. So the bottom 2 are going to have to fight for that last final spot in the LCQ, and then the winner of the LCQ will move on to World Finals. So we'll have 2 LCQ winners that'll fill in the final 2 spots in World Finals, and we'll make it a total of 16. So then the final 16 will race in the championship to be the overall champion. So you'll have a Discord League champion, a YouTube League champion, and then an overall champion once we combine them. And then the points are going to go as follows. So first place will get 16 points. Second place will get 15 points. If you lost in the semis, you'll get 14. Lost in round 2, you'll get 12 points. And then lost in round 1, you'll get 10 points. And I was going to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But I wanted a greater variation of points. I want there to be a big number of points. So that way it's not end of the season, you win because you have 20 points or whatever. No, I want it to be like you won because you have 150 points or whatever. I don't know, just spitballing out there. But I just want a big point difference to make it just look a little more dramatic. So that's all I have right now in terms of that. I'm going to eventually select the trucks, put the signups up and all that stuff, and then get to trucking on that. So looking forward to it. Let me know what you guys think, and I guess what you're looking forward to. I'm super excited, super stoked. The overall winner when it comes to the championship, so the world finals, if you will, the winner, first place winner, will be getting a gift card of some sort, probably like Amazon or something, just something that can be emailed. So make sure you have an email that works, that's valid. If you're under 18 and need parental permission, be sure to get that first, please. But the winner will get a $20 gift card to like Amazon, or I don't know, of your choosing. It could be like a Nintendo store, or PlayStation store, or I don't know, whatever it is. If it can be emailed, then I'll get it. So I'm still debating what to get for the league winner, so the Discord league winner and the YouTube league winner. I'm still debating what to do for that. I guess I don't want to get like 3 gift cards because that's going to get very expensive. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do for those, if anything. So I don't know. I'll consider and go back and see what I can come up with. But that's all I have there. Any other news? I don't know if I mentioned it last time. Everything's kind of a blur. I was super sick. Still kind of getting over it. But I don't know if I mentioned it in my last episode. But again, Daniel Fireball Murray, first person ever to buy my merch. Huge shout out to him. I know I've mentioned that, but Nova Strider and Riley Strider, the drivers in Tor Violet, driving Blue Thunder and Crustacean. Huge shout out to them. Again, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but they went and bought shirts. They bought the Tor shirts. So it has the logo in the front that says Tor Violet, and then in the back it says Season 1, and it has the lineup of drivers and trucks. So a huge shout out to them. Huge thank you. You guys don't know how much it means to me, and it helps out the channel so much. So I appreciate y'all 100%. Again, guys, if you don't know already, I left my old company, if you will, that provided shirts and stuff. Honestly, it just wasn't it. The customer service kind of sucked, and the whole design structure, I hated it. And when I got one of the samples in, it was crooked. I personally didn't like it. I didn't have a good experience, so I moved on to this new company. I'll put the link down below. To take you there. And right now you're only going to find shirts. I did do a hat, but I did order a sample hat. I had to change the design because it wasn't going to work. The original one wasn't going to work. Got the new one. It's fantastic. I love it, but it looks slightly tilted, so it doesn't look centered. So I'm having them fix that now. Again, their customer service has been phenomenal, and they are working hard right now to get that corrected for me to ensure that it's a good product that I can send out to everybody. But honestly, I love the hat. It's fantastic. I ordered samples of the Tor shirts. They look awesome. I posted pictures of them on my Discord. I don't think I did on Instagram, but I will later. I did it as a story, but not as a post. So I'll be sure to do that when I get a chance. But again, please check it out if you're interested. I tried to price them decently. I mean, the website wanted me to charge like stupid amounts, like $30, $35, $40 for a shirt. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I personally wouldn't pay that. So the shirts are anywhere from $20 to $25. The hat is $25. And then I have more options of other kinds of merch that I can do, like cups and beanies, which I'll probably do a beanie. A beanie would be cool. But like tote bags and I think like coasters and stickers and stuff. So I want to experiment with other things that aren't so expensive. But again, only if you're interested. Don't feel like you have to, but again, it does help support the channel, and it goes a long way. So I do appreciate that. Shameless plug: W Energy. Be better with W Energy. No jitter, no crash. It's amazing stuff. Beach and Peach and Galaxy Grenade, my absolute favorites. Code Project Rod, get 10% off. Again, guys, it's amazing. I love it. Try the sampler if you're unsure. They have a different sampler as well. They don't only have energy drinks. They have hydro drinks that hydrate you. They're great for like working out or just if you feel like you need some extra electrolytes and all that stuff. Definitely check those out. Those are also delicious. They have new shaker cups. If you're a fan of Solo Leveling, be sure to check that out though. Solo Leveling is an amazing, phenomenal anime. They partnered with Crunchyroll and have some Solo Leveling merch. shaker cups and special drinks flavored for solo leveling, and I believe my promo code does work for that as well. So again, Project Rod, get 10% off of your W Energy order. Be better with W Energy at W.GG. That's it for W. Anything else moving on with the conversation I did mention last week? And I didn't get any backlash. I didn't get any comments. I don't know if anybody made it that far. Again, that was a rough episode to listen to because I was sick and I was just rambling. But I did mention something about Adam Anderson, and I feel like we're starting to see the fall of Adam Anderson. I feel like he's reached his peak and is slowly starting to fail. Again, don't take that with a grain of salt. No disrespect to Adam Anderson. I think, he's everything that he's done in his career. He's been a phenomenal driver. He has the awards and the trophies and the championships, World Finals championships to prove it and to back it all up. So huge kudos to him. But I feel like we are starting to see a slight downfall as he just hasn't been in the game. I'm looking at the current power rankings as of February 20th, 2025, and he is currently 10th in the power rankings, which he moved up from 1. I guess he was 11th before, but still, I mean, this doesn't look good. And, JCB Diggertron Tristan England is absolutely killing it right now. He's first in the power rankings. Son of a Digger in second, Ryan Anderson. Tyler Meninga and Gravedigger in third. Weston Anderson and Gravedigger in fourth. Bari Musauer, dude is killing it right now. Awesome. Huge kudos to him and shout out to him in fifth. Armando Castro and El Toro Loco in sixth. Blake Granger and Monster Dalmatian seventh. Bryce Kenny Monster in eighth. Matt Cody and Gravedigger ninth. And then Adam Anderson and Gravedigger in 10th. So a little worrisome if you ask me. Again, in Minneapolis, they had 2 events, Saturday and Sunday. And Saturday, he only got 18 points in the overall championship. He was 7th in freestyle with a 7.805. Skills challenge, he was second to last with a 4.130. In racing, he made it to the semifinals but couldn't advance for some reason. I didn't really watch the show. And then Sunday he was 16 points, so less points than Saturday. Was 4th in freestyle, not bad. 8.763. Last in skills as he did not compete. And then in racing, he defeated Monster Mutt at round 2 but could not advance. I think he had a gnarly crash. I did see that. So, which is so unlike Adam. So again, kind of worrisome. And I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I need to do some more research on this before I even begin to say anything. Again, I don't want to down talk on this guy. I don't want to speak ill or talk trash. It's none of that. It's just, I've been watching Monster Jam for a really long time. I mean, I've been a fan since I was a kid. I mean, I was in diapers going to the Astrodome. And then, Reliant, which is now NRG and all that stuff. So I grew up watching Adam Anderson. I saw him in Taz. I saw him in Gravedigger the Legend. And now in Gravedigger. So I've seen him evolve. And he's dominated for so long. And now it seems like he's starting to plateau a bit. And maybe start falling a little bit. So I don't know. Just maybe concern, I guess. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I'd love to know what you guys think. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. One last thing I do want to mention is Jim Kohler back in his hometown. Saturday's show was a little rough, but today's show was phenomenal. Came out with a freestyle win, and dude went off, and the freestyle win was well deserved. Dude absolutely killed it. Love the that new body that he had specifically for Detroit. So again, huge shout out to Jim Kohler. Loving what he's doing. He was second in the overall event championship with 29 points, just below Gravedigger, who had 32. So it would have been close. It would have been interesting to see if he did get it. I mean, it would have been awesome to see that. So huge kudos to Avenger. Loving what he's doing this season, and I can't wait to see what he has in store in the future for us. And I know it's coming. I know he's going to be retiring soon. I say soon, maybe he has a couple more years in him. I don't know. I'd hate to see it, but I'm enjoying what I'm seeing so far this year. And he's really showing up and showing off this year. And I don't know what else to say. I met him in Houston, got to see him once. And again, dude is he's phenomenal. I don't know what else to say. Dude is awesome. And I'm just looking forward to see what the future brings. So, other than that, let's see. I do have a common question of the day. It comes from Caden. Am I going to pronounce that right? I'm so sorry if I'm doing this wrong. I'm looking at your Discord username, Caden THGR81. I'm sorry. I'm sure that means something. I'm just ignorant. So I do apologize. But his question is, what your favorite mutt is. What my favorite mutt is, and it could either be a real concept or like a special team, so like the Fire and Ice or whatever. And that is a tough choice. I really like the Mercury mutt, just like everybody else does. Just huge nostalgia on it, and just it's the OG. So everybody loves it. I don't know. It's tough, man. It's tough. I'm a big fan of the new bodies too, because I just feel like they add so much more character or personality to the trucks. I know a lot of people aren't too big fans because, oh, they're so cartoony and blah blah blah, whatever. It is what it is. Monster Rottweiler is a fantastic one, and I think that was the first one, or one of the first ones that came with that cartoony body. I could be remembering wrong. I do remember seeing the Mercury Rottweiler, but I think it was one of the first to go with this cartoony look. I don't know. Rottweiler, I really like Rottweiler. I do love Husky. I wish they make Husky a real one. Husky is a fantastic diecast. And again, I do wish that they would make it a real truck instead of just a diecast. I did love the Ice Monster Dalmatian, but I think it was mainly because Cynthia was driving it, and I love Cynthia. She's awesome. She's my boo, to say the least. So shout out to Cynthia Goatee. I got to meet her too. She was awesome, and I was a nervous wreck talking to her, but she was phenomenal. So I would have to say Rottweiler is a close second, but Husky is my top favorite mutt, just because I just love the way it looks. I'm a huge fan of Husky dogs. I think they are some of the best dogs with the biggest personalities, and I love seeing all the videos of them online. But I think it's just a great concept overall, and I wish they would make it into a real truck. So my choice would be Husky. So let me know what you guys think and what your favorite mutt is. What your favorite mutt variation, be it a concept, a diecast, or a real life one, or like a team one. You know, like he mentioned, like a Team Nitro or a Team Fire and Ice or whatever. But that's all I have for you guys today. A longer episode than I thought. 32 minutes so far is what I'm seeing right now. So honestly, I did not expect to go this long, but hey, here we are. I'm a professional yapper at sometimes, and I guess my voice coming back really did help. But Tour Blue Stop 3 starting today. Getting closer to World Finals. There may be a week gap, week break, if you will, between the midpoint. So this week's Stop 3 of Tour Blue and then Stop 3 of Tour Violet, there may be a week break in between, just to give me some time to catch up on editing and getting that all together, and then we'll get back in the swing of things. But also, it lets everyone submit their World Finals clips, and it lets me kind of get everything ready for the Diecast League, so be sure to check that out. And yeah, man, anything else you guys would like to see, any feedback, anything, you know, what y'all think of the channel, what y'all like to see moving forward, let me know. I'm always open to feedback, criticism, whatever it is. Let me know. But again, that's all I have, you guys. Thanks again for listening. I hope you listened all the way through. I appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank y'all for letting me do what I do. I love doing this. Hope to have more guests on the podcast soon to make it a little more interesting. And yeah, that's all I got. So yeah, I'm Project Rodrod, and I'll see you in the next one.